Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Wally Show. We have to get into Tamron Hall renewed in the daytime as competition thins out. This is an article on Variety reveals season 8 tagline, Let's Keep Talking. I want to read this. And they say, in a landscape where four major daytime talk shows are wrapping up this year, Tamron Hall has a different message for our audience. Let's keep talking. That's the timely slogan the host and her team have come up with for season 8 of Tamron Hall, which have been renewed for another season by ABC-owned TV station Group, which where the show airs in major markets. The news comes just days after Hall was tapped to host this year's Oscar red carpet show on ABC with Justin Palmer. On Monday, Hall was already back in New York and ready to celebrate the news, which is all more of a victory after seeing a bloodbath this year in daytime where things that have gotten so rough that NBC Universal pulled out of the first run syndicated entirely. Let's read some more here. My vision of where we're going usually comes to me in the middle of the night, and all of these changes were happening. Hall told Variety, and I said, "Let's keep talking." Season 8. That's our thing. I called our team and I said, "Let's keep talking. The landscape is always going to change." Some of the canned jokes at the Oscars, where he talked about us watching on our phones to consume movies, and all of the AI jokes, they landed partly because the industry is fearful of these changes. So it's not unique to daytime. I think there are obviously some big headlines, but in truth, everywhere you go, people are having the same conversation. Well, I'll keep working. Well, I'll continue to be able to do what I love. That's not unique to daytime TV. I think there we're seeing in a reflection of a larger conversation. So that's why our theme is let's keep talking. Whether it's on daytime, whether it's in a podcast, whatever version of this, I think that will never go out of style. Town Hall first launched in September 2019, not long before the pandemic, forcing the show to pivot early in its run. Hall has previously been with NBC News, and today I was pregnant after multiple rounds of IVF when we launched the show. And when within 6 months we were doing the show in the basement of my home where the whole world was shut down, she said. Over time, Tamron Hall has earned 2 Daytime Emmy wins for Outstanding Daytime Talk Series host and has developed a fan base of the show have doubled and as dubbed its time Tam Fam, said Hall. I don't know what it was going to resonate as much as it did, but about a community. In the beginning of the show, I imagine people from different area codes, different zip codes, different walks of life having this place for an hour that you can talk together is not an original idea. What is important is that we were consistent at it. Season 7 guests included Monique. They also Deion Sanders, Cam Newton, Christian, Jackie Harris. They also had Judge Grant Mathis and more. I'm still so proud of the fact that we get the news exclusive. I was saying whether people may think of example the Chrisleys, they came on our show for their first interview out of prison. Michael Jamal Warner, mother, was one of the most powerful interviews I think we've done this season. And we had some of the reality shows who found themselves in a pickle. I'm still very proud when a newsmaker of a competitive booking that might go through a great show like GMA or Nightline, they want to come on the Tamron Hall show because they know the audience is engaged. Tamron Hall is now Disney's second longest running syndicated talk show behind just Live with Kelly and Mark, and with the Kelly Clarkson Show and Sherry, Steve Wilkos cameo, all into their shows, all into their run. Jennifer Hudson and Drew have been renewed. Hall says she sees an opportunity to capture some of these viewers next season. I'm a fan of daytime. It is an opportunity. I sure hope so. She said, I don't want the notion of daytime television to be seen as this wounded thing that we're taking out to pasture. If I could be a part of reviving or inspiring or reminding people that we have to keep talking, we really do. So in all of that, She definitely won. Let me tell you how she did it. Number one, Tamron Hall is the ambulance chaser host. She gonna chase down the story. If you go viral for doing TikTok, she gonna book you on the show. If you go viral as a gospel singer and you singing this top gospel song, there you go. She gonna book you. If you Monique, you doing exercise, you're going viral on social media for your exercise and stuff like that, she's gonna book you. She always stay ahead of the game, getting the hot, juicy headline. So if it's a headline, she's gonna book you. If you remember back in the day, I forgot what season, when Andrew Gullip, he had throw up all over him. He got caught up with it with escorts and all that. Guess what show they was on? They was on the Tamron Hall show. So it was just different. With Sherry Shepherd, they really are not aggressive in their booking. It's just mainly about Sherry Shepherd. We have the comedians on. She would just tell her jokes, but she's not really aggressive getting the headliners on the show. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong, she didn't even have Jamal Bryant and his wife on. I believe they was on Tamron Hall show. But let me hold on. Let me fact check that. Let me thank you, Paul. So yes, Tamron Hall even had Jamal Bryant on the show and his wife when they had the whole situation with the dress. She had the little see-through dress controversy. She had her on the show, so she do very aggressive booking, and it's actually working. And the show is actually going up in viewership. And when I was looking at the data here, they were saying that she's more than 16.3 billion minutes viewed this season, averaging over 1 million viewers daily, and viewership is up 9%. In order for it to grow, you have to do a good job. Now, Sherry, I'm hearing that she's upset that Tamron Hall's show has been renewed and her show have not been renewed. She figured, like she said, that some of her shows have been doing better than Tamron Hall. And this is just all rumors that I'm hearing that was in my inbox for some people that's over there with Sherry. But what Sherry had to understand, it was just really DOA for Sherry Shepherd's show, because number one, you was following in the footsteps of Wendy Williams, but you wasn't messy like Wendy Williams. You wanted to be all close with the celebrity, all lovey-dovey with the celebrity, be obsessed and be thirsty for men and all of that type of stuff. So when it comes to the Sherry Shepherd piece, it didn't really flow right with Tamron. Tamron Hall is a journalist, so she was going after the headlines. When you work in media and you know this is a ratings base, so you need to get people on the show, click breaking news stories. You need to get the people that's breaking the news and that's in the news cycle. You need to book them on the show to get people engaged. And I think that Sherry Shepherd producers unfortunately was moving quite slowly when it's coming to book guests. And I really believe Tamron Hall producers definitely need the credit because they book the right guests on. And Tamron Hall actually brings up a lot of suggestions from my sources. It was said she bring guests, say, hey, we need this guest on the show. We need that guest, because she's always on her phone. She's always researching stories. She's always looking to see what's hot. And so I agree with the slogan, let's keep talking. And see, that's why the show was able to survive. Jennifer Hudson's show too. She booked good A-list guests on the show as well, and she do the tunnel stuff, so it's good for social media. And also, she do a lot of singing, and people love it. Even though I think Jennifer Hudson is one of the most boringest hosts, and she's not a good interviewer. That's just my humble opinion, but who cares what I think, because the audience love her and she's been renewed for another season. So let me know in the chat, do y'all watch the Tamron Hall show? I do watch some clips of the show. I watched the Monique show. I watched the Pastor Brian show, and then I also watched the Billy Porter show. And we're gonna get into Billy Porter in the next video. But yes, let me know in the chat how y'all feel. Daytime television is changing. Only the strong survive. So if you're not bringing in the viewership, if you're not booking the hot guests, only the strong survive. If you're being slow and booking and you're not being that engaged, understand your audience, only the strong survive. In Sherry Shepherd's case, if she was messy like Wendy Williams and kept the mess going and being messy, I think she would have still be on the air and she wouldn't be canceled. That is just my humble opinion about all of this, because we see how the structure is changing. They're literally shutting down shows because, again, it's very expensive to pay a budget of millions of dollars with 300 people you got to put on payroll, because on average a show have at least about 300 people working behind the scenes. And so if you're not producing the numbers, then they're not going to keep you on the air. It's not a racist thing. This is all about business. It is what it is. So make sure y'all thumbs up. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel in this whole entire situation. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you are enough. When times are hard, always remember to put God first. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about Tamron Hall being renewed. Are you a Tam fan? Let me know in the comments.